Hey guys, my name is Jaleesa Escott, and this is UNA Voice Opera and Musical Theaters. Talks. Today on Opera Talks, we have an in-depth interview with one of the leading cast members of Romeo and Juliet, as well as Dr. Brown, who is the director of Romeo and Juliet. Also today on Opera Talks, we have a new segment called Opera Talks Hits the Streets, where we interview just students around campus and other people. So I hope you guys enjoy today's episode. Are you ready? I know I am. We're here with Miss Gabrielle Fuqua. She plays Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. All right, Gabby, so we're going to ask you a couple questions, and, you just answer them to the best of your abilities. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right. So what do you think about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
I think it's kind of one of those things that's been passed down through time, and it's Shakespeare, so everyone knows about it. I feel like I feel like everyone thinks it's, so sweet and, like a tragic love story. In reality, I feel like it's a lot more than just Romeo and Juliet. It has a lot to do with, our culture, even now, and a lot to do with, unrequited love and, unfortunately suicide and things like that can apply not only to that time period, but, to our time period now, so.
Okay. That's a really good answer. Question 2. What do you think about the character Juliet?
Okay, in this role, I feel like I've been having a lot of issues with understanding her, and this is only one interpretation of the story of Romeo and Juliet, so it's not as, standard to exactly, what we know and love is, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, but I think that her character to me is very flighty and very young-minded, and that could be presumably seen as cute. I just kind of feel like, I don't mean to be she's stupid, but I just think that she's not a very intelligent person. That sounds really bad, but no, I don't mean to be silly. I think that she's one. For me, I just feel like her character embodies what a woman should not be, and I think she embodies. Yes, youthfulness is something that's wonderful for women to have, and the seeds of opportunities is another thing that we should have, but not for love, or not, I don't know, that can be taken a lot of different ways, but I just think she's not a very good role model as to what a woman should be, or what a girl should be.
Okay. How do you feel about playing this character?
I enjoy playing the character. I'm really blessed to, be playing it with Maria Sullivan, and I'm blessed to, just be here with, everyone in opera and everything. But for me, it's been a very challenging time, just because my personality, I feel like the roles I've played up until this point have kind of been little pieces of my personality, and this one is just definitely not. I feel like Juliet and me do share some ideas, the dramatics of everything. I'm a very dramatic person, and she's a very dramatic person, but I do feel like where my head is at, Juliet's head is not that way, and I feel like Juliet just kind of, for instance, one thing that bothers me about Juliet is that she does not hold true. She's not consistent with what she thinks until she meets Romeo, and then thus ends up, killing herself. I think that she goes from saying, no, I'm going to guard my heart forever, and not that no one's ever going to love me. I don't want to be in love. I don't want this arranged marriage thing to happen. And then the second Romeo comes around and is like, hey girl, she just goes for it. And that's not...
A bit wishy-washy, huh?
She is wishy-washy. She's just entirely... She's not focused.
Oh, how do you think our couple would be in modern times?
I think Romeo and Juliet in modern times would probably be one of those couples that you see on BuzzFeed, or something that goes viral very, very quickly. And obviously because we have the history of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, that that duo, I guess, so to speak, or that couple has kind of transcended into our modern day, love stories of star-crossed lovers and all that stuff. But I don't know, I think that it'd be one couple that everyone would feel very sorry for, because the way we look at, I'm not saying that they both were mentally ill, but because they did both end up killing themselves over the fact that their parents wouldn't let them be together, or that their union was not something that was held, that was accepted in that time period. It's kind of like the way we are with, same-sex couples, or the way we are with interracial couples even, or the way we are with, just anything that we don't understand. And I think that it would make people's, it would touch people's hearts if this was something that happened today. I just think that it would be really a heartbreaking story. Like, it probably would get its own, like, Lifetime movie and, be on different networks and just... But I can't say that it wouldn't be an example of, like, what not to do. I think that the media would kind of use it to its own advantage.
Last question, if you can give this show one hashtag, what would it be?
That's actually the hardest question on this interview. I would say hashtag don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, cool.
That's really Southern to say, but...
Everyone, we are here with Dr. Terrence Brown. He's the chair of the Department of Music, and he's also the director of UNA Opera. All right, so Dr. Brown, we're going to ask you a few questions, and you just answer them to the best of your abilities. You ready?
I'll do my best.
Okay, so what do you know about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet is one of the classic love stories of our time. It has a strong literature base, of course, with the original story being written by William Shakespeare. It gives us a really duality between love and hate, and how love can triumph over hate. The two classic families, the Montagues and the Capulets, have this feud that's been brewing for years and for years. And with that feud comes this disdain and this true deep down hatred for each other. But there's really no pinpoint reason of why it keeps going on. Well, out of that becomes the beautiful love of Romeo and Juliet, and in the end, of course, ends in their tragic death. I think it shows of how petty differences can always divide us, but also if we release those petty differences, we can come together.
Okay, cool. What made you choose the show to do this year?
It has always been a dream of mine to do this show. I got to sing the role of Count Capulet in Baltimore a few years ago, and I immediately fell in love with the music. There's always so many opportunities for us in UNA Opera to do high quality productions, and this seemed like the perfect time to bring this show to our community, and that it melds that classic literature story with such music that is so sensitive and so passionate, and not to mention that we have excellent singer-actors who can pull it off.
Okay, cool. How do you feel about directing this show?
As a conductor, it is transforming to direct this music. There is not a single line that I am not in love with. So much so that if the Romeos, if they get sick, I'll be happy to jump in and take the part for them. But we have two excellent Romeos, and that will do it well. The music has such lyricism, and it speaks for itself. It stands alone, and there's so much variety that comes. We have these robust choruses that open in the party scene, and then also the chorus on a dual sense takes this somber feeling later when we have the death of Mercutio and Tybalt. And I think directing that kind of music is an honor and a privilege as a conductor.
So the show that we're putting on has a modern twist. How do you feel about that?
The modern twist, actually, this is probably the first time that we've done a modern twist on the show. And I'm really excited because there's so many things that are happening in our world right now that relate directly to the feud between the Capulets and the Montagues. As you'll see later in the show, and we don't want to totally give you everything, but there will be several hashtags that sort of pinpoint those divisions, those petty differences that we have between each other. And if we immediately release those, how we can start to truly come together in society.
So I'm glad you said that, because that was actually my next question. So how do you think the world today reflects the feud going on between the Capulets and the Montagues?
I think in every walk of life we see division. I think that we have racial divisions, we have social divisions, we have economic divisions, we have cultural divisions, and it's not that we want to ignore those divisions. Those different backgrounds are what make us unique. We need to come to a place where we start to appreciate those differences in each other. And when we start to appreciate those and embrace those, I think we can start to have true unity.
Okay. So what do you think Romeo and Juliet would be like in modern times?
In modern times, I think we see a Romeo and Juliet happen all the time. We see a Romeo and Juliet happen within our government. We see a Romeo and Juliet happen in divisions of families. We have a Romeo and Juliet that happens in simple work environments. That kind, but also what I hope is that we can see the other side of the story, the love, and that how that love can transform and enrich our lives, and how it can surpass the hate.
So you're getting so far ahead of me. So what would you like your audience to take away from the story?
I think what coming to see this, not only I wanted them to see the beautiful student performers, that's first and foremost, but I also want them to leave with a new appreciation for the art that makes up this beautiful show. And that though Romeo and Juliet is an opera, that the enhancement of the storyline with this sensitive music can really bring you to a new appreciation for not only this story, but for the music that makes up the story.
Okay. And our last question, if you could give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
Hashtag less division.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Brown.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
No,
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, I'll ask you the questions. All right, guys, we're here with Megan Cleghorn. All right, Megan, we're going to ask you 3 questions. You answer them to the best of your abilities, okay? All right, so question number 1, have you ever heard of the story of Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it because we had to read it in high school.
Okay.
But, yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
I was like a huge fan of Romeo and Juliet in high school, so I actually bought the graphic novel version that had like all the pictures because I hate just reading.
Okay.
But brief description, I guess, is just 2 people who fall in love, and over 3 or 4 days, it's very tragic and it's just tragedy.
And so badly.
Yeah, there's not really any other word for it than just tragedy.
Okay.
Love and tragedy.
Okay, 2, what do you think our couple would be like if you met them in modern times?
Like, can you elaborate on that a little though?
So
like,
if you were to meet Romeo and Juliet today, or just Romeo or just Juliet, what kind of person do you think they would be?
I think Juliet would be that like quiet artsy girl type that kind of just chills out and sits in the corner, which kind of what I'm doing, I guess. And then I think Romeo would be like from the other side of the tracks kind of guy, like bad boy, 8 Mile kind of type, Like,
okay.
That's kind of how I figure it.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, and last question, if you could give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
Hashtag love at first sight or something like that.
Okay, that's cool.
That's kind of what it encompasses. I think that's good all around. But I think that's good.
Okay. Yeah, it's really. All right, guys, we're here with Devin and Peyton. All right, guys, we're gonna ask you 3 questions, and you just answer them to the best of your abilities. Okay? All right. So, question number 1: what do you know about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
Don't look at me. So I guess the story I know is they were in love, and next thing you know, Romeo died, and Juliet committed suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of families hated each other.
Yeah. Okay.
They were across town, and they were rich.
Yeah.
They hated each other.
Okay, so question 2 was a really good answer. Question 2, what do you think our couple would be like in modern times? So, like, if you met Romeo or you met Juliet, what do you think they would be like today, in today's time?
Clingy.
It's got to be some clinginess to do what they did.
Yeah, very dedicated too.
Okay, cool. All right, and so the last one, our last question is, if you can give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
Hashtag she love that man.
Something, I don't know, man.
You gotta forgive this guy.
It's okay.
He'll come with it eventually.
Hashtag she died for him.
Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. All right. So thank you guys. All right. We're here with Mr. Ron Patterson. All right, Mr. Ron, we're going to ask you 3 questions. Question number 1, what do you know about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
It was a tragic love story.
Okay. All right. Question number 2, what do you think our couple would be like in modern times?
Modern times. I think the closest I could relate would be, have you ever watched the movie The Notebook?
Yes.
That would be the modern Romeo and Juliet story for me.
Okay, I can see that. All right, and question number 3, if you can give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
Hashtag love is deep.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As we're here with President Kitts. Hello, President Kitts.
Hello.
All right, we're going to ask you 3 questions, and you answer them to the best of your abilities. Question number 1, what do you know about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
I've read the play. I believe I read it in high school. I thought it was outstanding. It's a classic.
Okay, cool. So, question number 2, if you met our couple in modern times, what do you think they'd be like?
Probably not unlike any number of modern couples. I mean, it's a timeless tale of love and frustration and working around challenges and family, and I think many issues that modern day couples could relate to.
Okay, and if you could give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
I think that my hashtag would be hashtag star-crossed lovers.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, we're here with Sherelle and Victoria. All right, guys, we're going to ask you 3 questions, and you just answer them to the best of your abilities, okay?
Okay.
All right, so question number 1, what do you know about the story of Romeo and Juliet?
2 people that fell in love and then tragically died. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but they wanted to be together, but their parents didn't want them to be together because they didn't get along. And then their love let them die together, kind of, sort of, in a way.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so question 2, if you met this couple in modern times, how do you think they'd be?
I think it'd mostly be a relationship through text. So,
Okay.
not a lot of confrontation going on.
Okay, cool.
I feel like it would be less dramatic the way it was back then, but I feel like it would be a social media relationship, like a petty little high school relationship where mom didn't want her daughter dating this boy, but she did it anyway, and then they broke up tragically instead of dying.
Okay, that's cool. I like that aspect. Okay, and question number 3, if you give the show one hashtag, what would it be?
Hashtag poisoned love.
That's good. Okay.
That was good. I don't know.
Victoria topped it for you.
I don't know. God, you can say anything. I know. Hey, this is shuttle bus. Hashtag get on the shuttle bus instead of dying.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm Jaleesa Escott.
I'm Megan Smith.
And this is today's opera, UNA, and musical theater behind the scene. I almost couldn't say it. Are you ready for today?
Yes.
Lies. Walking away. Are you ready for today?
Absolutely.
Are you guys ready for today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready, Emily? Oh, always. Hannah. What's your favorite part of opera?
Singing.
Hunter?
Also singing.
I've never heard of it.
Mike always looks so serious. Look at him. No matter what he's talking about. What's your favorite part of opera?
Well, I must say, I would have to say the theatrics of it.
Sorry.
Oh, you had to restart that. I have to say, the whole theatrics of opera is so enlightening and so engaging. I would venture to say it is probably one of the best mediums that we have.
Mediums, go.
One of the best mediums we have in this country. What would you have to say about opera, Copeland?
Copeland, are you excited?
This is your first year. What do you like about opera?
I like everything. I mean, I get cheese dip here.
Oh, okay.
You can't do that.
You know you don't get that every day, right, Cody? Okay, collectively, how does everybody feel about opera? You just joined it. All right, Mark. Mark, what's your favorite part of opera? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Hey. What's your favorite part of opera?
He's a Romeo, so he gets one of the
music and I like making the music with people and friends and camaraderie.
So Alex, you play Romeo. How do you feel about that?
Exciting. Romeo's a big role. Romeo's a cool dude.
For those of you who don't know, Mark also plays Romeo. Rosaline, how do you feel about the opera?
Good. I feel good.
All right. Aurora.
Alex. This morning.
So Cabrina, when are you coming back to opera? Alright guys, I'm Jaleesa. Everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Goodbye. You know what, Rose? You always got a chip on your shoulder. Brown, why you always got a chip on your shoulder?
Well, in 1932, my family owned a sawmill. And with that sawmill came a lot.
Dr. Brown, why you always got that chip on your shoulder?
Back in 1957, not 32, I'm sorry. My family owned a Dorito factory.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, right.
Because you got about 2 pages. Okay, to get through, okay? It's better to go slower and then have to travel faster to the last spot.
Alright guys, I'm Jaleesa Escott.
Hannah Allen.
And this is today's Opera's Behind the Scene. Stay tuned.
Patients they might have, or like what they look like, or the kind of land they own.
Okay, here we go. This is like a relatable subject. Yeah. Yes. I think one thing that Shakespeare was, but relating like true human feeling, even though it's really hard to, like sometimes speak like that, but really getting down to the core of what fighting was and how people loved. You tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is
absorbed in the finer
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Okay, guys, I'm Jaleesa.
And I'm Rose.
This is the end of today's UNA Opera and Musical Theater Behind the Scenes. See you guys later. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.